109 days. And the man seen outside Nancy Guthrie's home still has no name. The footage looked clumsy at first, almost ridiculous. A man fumbling with plants, wearing an oversized outfit, exposing a weapon in plain sight. But that first impression created a dangerous assumption, that he was careless. Except careless people usually make mistakes that end cases quickly. This one didn't. And there's one detail buried in the footage that may completely change how this entire case is viewed. A detail hiding in plain sight. His backpack. Because, according to a growing theory surrounding the video, it may have been open for a reason. Before we go further, I want you to answer one question in the comments right now. Do you think the porch guy was pretending to be incompetent? Or was someone else directing the entire operation from behind the scenes? And if you follow cases like this closely, subscribe now. Because this story keeps getting stranger the deeper you go. As discussion around the Nancy Guthrie case continued, public opinion started shifting in circles. At first, many people dismissed the porch guy entirely. The movements looked awkward, unprofessional, almost theatrical. But over time, that confidence started fading. Because despite the public exposure, despite the reward money reportedly reaching $1.2 million, nobody identified him. Not publicly, not officially. And now, investigators, online analysts and viewers alike are revisiting the footage frame by frame, looking for something everyone missed the first time. One of those details sits directly on his back. When the footage is slowed down, there appears to be a moment where the backpack handle becomes visible. Then another frame suggests the top section may not be zipped shut at all. A small detail, but potentially a major one. Because if the backpack was open before he approached the front door camera, then the question becomes obvious. Why? The theory gaining traction suggests he may already have removed another camera from the property before entering frame. Specifically, a driveway camera believed to have been positioned near a solar panel on the left side of the house. And if that happened, the removed device may already have been inside the bag. But that creates another contradiction. If the left side of the property potentially had fewer cameras, why spend so much time directly in front of the one camera everyone would eventually see? That's where this case starts becoming difficult to explain. The more people analyse the footage, the more some believe the behaviour outside the house may have been deliberate theatre. The fumbling with the plants, the exaggerated movements, even the visible positioning of the firearm. Because many viewers noticed something immediately about the weapon placement. It looked impractical, almost designed to be seen rather than used. And that matters. If someone wanted to appear chaotic, distracted or unintelligent on camera, creating visual distractions would make sense, especially if the real objective was happening somewhere else. Meanwhile, another theory focuses on the camera itself. Some viewers believe the vines near the front entrance may have been used to pull the Nest camera from its mount. Others pointed to what appeared to be green debris near the bracket afterwards. But here's the important part. If the backpack was already open before he reached the camera, then removing the device may not have been a spontaneous decision at all. It may have been anticipated in advance, premeditated, and that changes the tone of everything we're looking at. Because suddenly the clumsy behaviour doesn't necessarily look accidental anymore. It starts looking controlled. But there's another issue investigators and viewers keep returning to, the route itself. The front of the house had cameras, visible ones, so why approach from that direction at all? According to theories surrounding the layout of the property, The rear area may have provided a far less visible exit path. There were reportedly gates near the pool area and access points that could potentially avoid direct camera exposure altogether, which raises an uncomfortable question. If someone truly wanted to avoid being seen, why spend time directly in front of the most obvious surveillance point on the property? That contradiction sits at the centre of the entire mystery, because experienced criminals usually avoid cameras whenever possible. Yet here, the porch guy almost appears to perform for it, and that leads some observers toward a darker possibility, one that becomes difficult to ignore once you think about it long enough. Maybe the footage was never supposed to hide him completely. Maybe it was designed to control what everyone focused on. Quick pause here. If you've made it this far, drop your current theory below. Was the porch footage a failed break-in, or a distraction covering something much bigger? Because the next part is where this case takes a disturbing turn. Hunting this investigation, why would Nancy Guthrie open the front door at all? That single detail may determine everything. Because according to one theory discussed repeatedly by analysts following the case, the front entrance may have been necessary for reasons unrelated to forced entry. Some believe the porch guy may have removed parts of his disguise before the door opened. Others think the layered clothing itself may have served another purpose entirely: a transformation. The theory goes like this. What if the person outside the house no longer appeared threatening by the time Nancy Guthrie saw him? What if the disguise underneath the disguise presented authority instead? A delivery worker, a caretaker, even law enforcement. Not confirmed, not proven, but a possibility some viewers cannot shake. And when you combine that with the strange focus on the front door camera, the unanswered questions become even heavier. Because if someone had already studied the property beforehand, they likely knew where the blind spots were. They likely knew which entrances carried less risk. Yet, the front door remains central to the entire event. Why? That may be the detail investigators eventually return to most. Not the weapon, not the plants, not even the backpack. The door itself. And until someone identifies the person captured on that footage, every theory surrounding Nancy Guthrie's disappearance remains incomplete. So now I want your honest answer. If Nancy Guthrie opened that door willingly, who do you believe she thought was standing outside? Let me know below. And if new evidence surfaces in this case, we'll be breaking it down immediately. Subscribe, turn notifications on, and stay close to this investigation.